decided to go on a solo trip. But I don't know where should I go. And I don't know how to plan my itinerary. I don't know exactly what should I do there. If this is what you're thinking, then this episode is for you. Hello girlies, welcome to episode 2 of Solo Not Scared. My name is Abha, and if you're new here, in this series, we help girls who want to solo travel India but don't know where to start from or just have a lot of questions. In the previous episode, I discussed the fear behind solo traveling and if solo traveling is for you. And in today's episode, we are discussing finally where to go. And once we lock down where to go for you, we are going to discuss how to build your itinerary or just how to plan out your days. Itineraries are not really necessary in solo traveling, but that is what we are going to do today. And I have to say, all my videos before this have been travel videos, so it's always, spontaneous talking with what's happening or what am I seeing. And this is the first time I'm doing something where I have to sit down and think and speak that, okay, yeah, this like. But this is what I talked about in last episode, that this has to be our new affirmation and motto, that go with the fear and learn along the way. So this is my version of putting myself out there and creating something that's going to help maybe one girl at least. So let's get started with today's episode. So now that you're ready to pick a destination, and I know, in your brain, Khayali Pulav has already started. You're thinking, I'm going to go somewhere on the mountainside, somewhere on the beach side. The Instagram reels are going to kill it. The aesthetic pictures are going to go straight on Pinterest. But reel yourself back in, because we have some important points that we should talk about or discuss. And you can say these are like mental checklists before you can pick your city and your destination. Of course, I'm going to give a list of places that are foolproof for your first solo trip. But this checklist will help you if you're planning somewhere apart from this city or anywhere in India, anywhere in the world. This is just a good to know checklist. Many of these points are interconnected with each other based on the safety perspective. And let me say this, okay, girls, don't compromise your safety during the trip for content, for the thrill of it, for aesthetics, aesthetic pictures, for lore, for anything. As a solo traveler, specifically as a solo female traveler, your first and foremost responsibility to yourself is your own safety. Your destination should have good connectivity. It should have other fellow travelers who frequently visit that place. It should have walkable options, and that city should not overwhelm you. It should be a calm, chill place. Because if you take something that is, let's say, a very party place, a very happening place, a very fast nightlife active place, or something that demands a lot of your energy and for you to be actively thinking about your situation all the time, it is going to drain you beyond your imagination, because not only are you going to be paranoid about your surroundings, you're not going to be able to enjoy that trip. So your first trip should have these points in mind, because I've been in situations where I've traveled to places where they don't really have a lot of solo travelers coming in, specifically girls, and I've received a lot of unwanted help sometimes or unwanted stares. You feel like a fish out of a bowl in situations like this. You'll get a lot of, मैडम आप घर से अकेले आई है, घर वालों ने भेज दिया, आप अकेले आइए, मैं आपको होटल ड्रॉप कर देता हूँ, आप बताइए आपका होटल कहाँ है, अच्छा आप ये एक्टिविटी अकेले करेंगी, चलो मैं आपके साथ आ जाता हूँ. You get a lot of this, okay? And this is my personal experience. Anything I say on this series is my personal experience. It is not prejudice, it is not assumptions, it's my personal experience. So keeping this in mind, let's start with the destinations that are going to be for the girlies who are looking for their first solo trip. Starting with my favorite, the best, And something, oh my god, I love this place beyond words. Rishikesh. Rishikesh is, in my opinion, the perfect place for anybody and everybody who wants to travel. You know, any age, anything. Rishikesh has something for everyone. And why Rishikesh is amazing for solo travel, specifically as girls in India. पहले तो your parents are going to give you permission easily. Like ऐसे. You're going to get that permission very easily when you say Rishikesh. Secondly, Rishikesh follows the structure that I told you. It is very walkable, connected by road very easily. You can walk around the sites. It has a very strong hostel and travel culture. People from all over the world and all over India stay in Rishikesh for longer durations, long time slow travel. So it has a very good community sense. So you wouldn't be stuck in a situation wondering what should I do. You'll always get help immediately. And it has good connectivity. The locals are very accustomed and used to people coming, specifically solo female travelers, making it a very safe. The place basically holds your hand for your first solo trip. I think Rishikesh is like a rite of passage for solo traveling girls in India. And not only that, let's talk about what you want. If you are someone who wants to do adventure, so Rishikesh has rafting, highest bungee jumping of India, and a lot of hikes that you can start from Rishikesh and come back to. If you're someone who's a very cafe hopping, chill, good food, good pictures, relax, Rishikesh has amazing cafes where you can play music, you can draw, you can sit for hours, you can work from those cafes. All of them have an amazing view of Gangaji. And if you're someone who wants to immerse yourself in culture, what better place than Rishikesh, birthplace of yoga? And you can actually, get into so many little classes that start every day and you'll meet amazing people. So according to me, Rishikesh is number 1 on the list. Second on my list is McLeodganj in Himachal. Again, very similar to Rishikesh in most aspects of hostel life, community, welcoming locals, cafe culture, and it has both the sides for both type of travelers. You have your adventure side where you can do a lot of treks. You have the Triun Top, Lakha Glacier, many treks you can do, many adventure activities. And then on the other side, you have a lot of cafes where you can read books all day, lot of painting classes. I stayed there for almost 2 weeks and I took part in one of the traditional painting. It goes on for a week almost because it's a big painting you finish. They teach you how to draw and paint. You have so many monasteries that you can go and meditate in. They have their local cultural activities going on. You can get so much done in McLeodganj. You have a lot of options for slow travel as well. So again, a very strong contender for solo traveling girls. Not once was I stared at or I felt like, okay, the vibe is creepy. Not once. So definitely very high on my list. Third on the list is Udaipur. You have your easily navigated lanes, your very distinct sightseeing place. Udaipur is basically like you get a written map of what to do, where to go and how to chill. You have your pictures and you get your sunsets, you get a bit of culture, and Udaipur also gets a lot of tourists which are solo traveling females. So again, very easy to navigate. Next on the list is Pondicherry. Again, something that is best of the both. You have your diving. You can try a lot of fun dives in the many dive schools that are there in Pondicherry. And if you want to chill out, you have your cafes, you have your youth center, the art center in Auroville. You have a lot of bakeries that give amazing cheesecakes. And the place is very walkable. You can walk around everywhere. And a lot of good pottery classes too. So it is definitely up there for your first solo trip. because a lot of solo female travelers travel to Pondicherry year around, and the locals are pretty accustomed to receiving female travelers as well. So, definitely high up on the list. Last on the list is Varkala in Kerala. Varkala is basically for those girlies who just want a beach. They want a beach for their cute little outfits, their cafes by the beach, and water activities. You have a lot of surf sessions, surf camps in Varkala, a lot of water activities. You have your cafes on the cliffs, bookstores that you can read by the ocean, a lot of community, hostels, a lot of solo travelers and female travelers. So those suggestions were for the girlies who are yet to take their first solo trip. For the girlies who have already taken their first solo trip, these suggestions are for you. Basically, these places are a lot more chaotic, definitely not for your first solo trip, but they are on the safer side and can definitely be explored on your own. Starting with, if you want something religious, art, culture, and immersive experience, we have Varanasi on the list. Varanasi is as India as it gets and something that everybody should experience once. It is beautiful. It is safe. You have to be mindful a lot. It is very overwhelming, but definitely safe to go on your own. I've been there few times on my own, and I've always felt awe of how beautiful our country actually is in terms of culture and tradition and just how people think there. Secondly is Pushkar, again really good for immersive art experience. Definitely a jump from Udaipur because it's not as calm as Udaipur. And then you have Mysore. You can plan trip if you're looking for a chill getaway with a lot of museums, art, history. Now, for the girls who are looking for a bit mountain, a bit on the northern side, you have your Bir Billing, good for adventure activities, good for the mountains. You have Shillong. By the way, guys, don't sleep on Northeast India. It is beautiful and it is more safe than many parts of India. The girls in Northeast India are really going to have your back. Shillong is a great place. And then another is Kasol. Definitely, you need a lot more planning than your average first time trips. You need a lot more planning on where you're staying and how you're planning your trip, but it is definitely doable in the mountain regions. And lastly, for your southern side, you have Kerala and Goa. Definitely for experienced girlies, because again, it needs a bit more attention, a bit more awareness if you're traveling on your own, but definitely doable with a lot of activities, hostel culture, people around, walkable cities, all the points I told you, right? So definitely up on the list. This list is, well, at the end of the day, you can just get lists, you can get suggestions, but if there's a destination you really want to go, just keep in mind the points I told you. And safety is a skill that can be learned, as I said. So I hope this makes it a tiny bit easier for you to pick your destination, that by the end of this series, you have a destination in your mind and you're going to start planning your solo trip. And by the way, that was the easy part. Picking a destination is very easy. The difficult part for, let's say, most of us is how do I plan an itinerary? You see these endless reels and videos about here's everything you need to do, 4 days in Goa and 5 days in Rishikesh and must visit cafes. No, there is a structure to how to have the best trip. When it comes to location, again, budget is your first concern. According to your budget, you select your destination. When you select your destination, you decide how many days you want to stay in that place. Ideally, 4 days is the sweet spot for any location. Anywhere in the world, 4 days is the sweet spot. The first day you arrive, you relax, you walk around. The second day, you have your main attraction that you really want to see. Not what Google told you, not what some page on Instagram told you, something that you genuinely want to see. Third day, again, something that you want to do, maybe an adventure activity. And the fourth day is for you to again relax, take it all in before leaving. Basically, the perfect way to plan an itinerary is to schedule your day around one major activity and rest of it just leave it all to the travel gods. That is how I plan my itinerary. I've spent 3 months solo traveling in Thailand and I didn't know what I was going to do the next day. And every day has been so amazing. When you spend so much time planning and thinking and curating an itinerary, you miss out on all the possible scenarios that could unfold in your trip. I know as girls, we need to know what we are going to do. So I would suggest, plan your trip around the days, leave space for things to happen. Maybe choose a cafe that you want to spend the evening in. Maybe choose a spot you want to see the sunrise by. And the rest of the day, just see how it goes, because I've had so many of my friends ask, how do you plan your itinerary? I don't plan itineraries. I used to. I was very obsessive with having, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I will go here, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. But now I've learned that, slow travel, letting it happen is the best way for you to travel. The place you go to also has some things that it shows to you, that is how the travel gods work. And just let what is going to happen. You will see so many of these places have a story. You will maybe meet someone in your hostel who's going to ask you to join them on an activity, and you'll have the time of your life there. You'll maybe meet a local or like an old lady by the cafe or a shop, and you'll spend 2-3 hours talking to her. So if you already have a set notion in your mind कि आज ये करना है, आज ये करना है, आज ये करना है, you will miss out on a lot. So write down what you want to do. Firstly, decide your days. If you have a free reign over days, great. But 4 days is the sweet spot. If you write down, okay, this attraction, this cafe, non-negotiable, I have to go. Write it down, scatter it around the days. Apart from that, let the magic happen. And that's it. That's how you have your perfect destination and how to plan the itinerary. In the next episode, which is episode 3, we are going to discuss where to stay and how to travel, transportation and accommodation. I'm going to talk about homestays, hotels, how to pick a hostel or hotel, where to read the best, correct, authentic reviews for women, for transportation, which apps to use, which buses, which trains, how to book, keeping in safety in mind. If you have a friend with whom you talk about travel, send reels, discuss your travel ideas and journeys, send this video to her, because sometimes that's all a girl deserves, is to know that she's not alone. And we could have our own little corner on the internet with us travel girlies. And also you'd be helping out me with my YouTube dream. This is me pushing out of my comfort zone, by the way, which is our motto and affirmation for this series. Go with the fear and learn along the way. I'll see you girls in the next episode where we discuss everything else. Till then, bye, take care.